Sylvia's nysc journey is turning out to be truly adventurous. She's still battling the decision whether to stay in Bael forever or to leave after an nysc and give up White Lady. Well, while she's still thinking of an answer, it is time for the Bael Food Festival. As Marcel was waking up from sleep, he noticed Isaac and Onome sitting in one corner of the room in a deep conversation. He muttered under his breath, "What is this girl doing here now, this morning again?" Isaac and Onome did not hear him. He quickly took his bath and got dressed to go out. As he was about to leave, he turned to Isaac and asked, "Sure your POP is on Friday?" Isaac nodded, "Yes, so I can't wait to be done with nysc." Onome listened to the conversation with serious interest. Marcel, on the other hand, was just happy that Isaac would soon be leaving, so Onome would stop coming to their room. Since the school was on holiday, Marcel was free for the day. He stepped outside. As he stepped outside, he saw Sylvia. "Hey, you look beautiful today," he said. Sylvia turned to him. "So in the past 4 months, this is the first time you are noticing that I am beautiful." Marcel smiled. "I have always noticed it. It is just the first time I am telling you." Sylvia's heart skipped a beat hearing that, but she quickly brushed the feeling aside. "I was about to call you," she said. "I want to go and see Madame Abike. You know Saturday is the food festival. I want to see how I can help her." "I will follow you," Marcel responded quickly. Anything to be away from Isaac and Onome. Marcel and Sylvia made their way to Madame Abike's spot. When they arrived, they helped her serve food to the customers. After the customers left, Sylvia turned to her and asked, "Ma, how are you preparing for the festival?" Madame Abike smiled. "I am preparing well, oh. I have made my spices. I've gathered almost all my ingredients. On Friday, I will go to the market to buy the remaining things I need." Okay, Sylvia replied. "We would like to help you in any way possible."
"Thank you.
Madame Abike's smile widened. "Thank you. Maybe you can be my assistant cook." Sylvia's eyes lit up. "All cooks have to have one assistant," Madame Abike continued.
But
I don't have anyone.
You don't have to
actually cook.
Just help
me.
Oh really? I'd love
Sylvia
to help.
was excited
Good.
and
It will
immediately
be
seized
fun.
the opportunity.
Yes, thank you.
Ma, I know this is a personal question, she asked
but why don't you
carefully.
have children
But
or
why
a
don't you
family?
have children or a family?
My dear, it's a long story.
Madame Abike's expression softened. For a moment, sadness crossed her face. But still, she answered, "My grandmother is from Bael. She married a man from Kisigura, so my father is from Kisigura. When I was 23 years old, I came to Bael to visit my grandmother and attend the food festival. That was where I met Juma. He was very handsome and we fell in love. He visited me several times in Kisigura and told me he wanted to meet my parents. But when I told my family about him, they refused. They did not want the marriage. My parents, my siblings, nobody supported me. They did not want me to marry a man from Bael." Sylvia listened quietly. "But I was stubborn," Madame Abike went on. "I believed I loved him. Eventually, my father gave my hand in marriage to Juma, even though they were not happy about it. After the wedding, I moved to Bael to live with him. But about 3 months later, he had a serious land dispute with his only brother, and not long after that, he died. Since then, I have not had a good relationship with his family, and I cannot go back to my own family, so I just remained here in Bael, selling food. To me, I am now an indigene of Bael. I will continue to show core members who come here that there are still good people in this place." Sylvia sighed softly. "I am so sorry for what happens to you, Ma. Thank you so much for how you have supported me." Madame Abike nodded. "So," Sylvia added with a small smile, "I have started my assistant cook duties. What do I do? Head cook."
And then?
Tomorrow, Madame Abike said, "You and Marcel can come and wash all the utensils I will be using. There is a panel that will judge cleanliness, so I need everything to be perfect." Then her tone became more serious. "And don't let anyone know you are my assistant cook. I am sure Sisi Regina will be looking for a way to sabotage me." Sylvia frowned slightly. "Sabotage? Yes, Madam Abike replied. Last year, she sent people to waylay me on my way back from the market. They stole my foodstuffs. I had to ask a corps member to follow me back to the market again. Marcel, who had been washing plates quietly while listening, finally spoke up. Who is this Sisi Regina? Why haven't we heard of her? She sells food in the bio markets, Madam Abike replied. She's quite popular too. Oh, okay, Marcel said. They stayed with Madam Abike until evening, helping her serve food and wash plates. As they were heading back to the corpus lodge, Marcel turns to Sylvia. Why don't we go and check out this Sisi Regina? He suggested. Let's compare her food with Madam Abike's food. Sylvia agreed. So the next morning, before going to Madam Abike's place, they went to the market to search for Sisi Regina's spot. When they got there, they immediately noticed the crowd. Her place was packed. They ordered food. As Marcel took his first swallow, he paused and looked at Sylvia. God, the people of Bael know how to cook. Sylvia laughed slightly. After they finished eating, she said, I wonder what the judges really look at when judging, because most of them can cook very well. As they were paying at the counter, they overheard Sisi Regina speaking to two men nearby. Steal her oil, she said quietly. That is her secret. She makes it herself. Sylvia and Marcel exchanged a quick glance. As they walked away, Sylvia frowned. Whose oil were they talking about? They did not waste time. They went back to Madam Abike's shop. Ma, Sylvia asked, do you make your oil yourself? Yes, Madam Abike replied calmly. Sylvia then told her everything they had overheard at the market. Madam Abike waved it off. Don't worry, nobody can find where I keep my oil. Sylvia nodded slowly. Okay, ma. Can I have one bottle of oil? I want to use it to cook. Madam Abike looked at her. I will give it to you tomorrow. The oils are at home. Alright, ma, Sylvia replied. On their way back to the corpus lodge, Marcel turns to her. Why did you ask for the oil? We don't even cook. Sylvia gave a small knowing look. Don't worry, we need to play our part to protect her too. Marcel did not respond, but he understood there was more to her plan. In the days that followed, Sylvia and Marcel continued helping Madam Abike prepare for the festival. Madam Abike was careful. She made sure she always locked up her oil to prevent it from being stolen. On Friday, the day before the festival, Isaac and Aisha had their passing out parade. They had successfully completed their 12-month nysc program. Aisha left Bael the same day, but Marcel was surprised to still see Isaac around that evening. They were both sitting outside when Marcel asked, Guy, what are you still doing in Bael? Isaac laughed. Omo, if I leave this place, I will miss Onome. Her mother is even very friendly. Can you believe she invited me to their house this evening for dinner to celebrate my passing out parade? He continued, clearly excited. Maybe after the food festival, I will leave. Although Onome's mother has already promised me a plot of land I can use to start my agriculture business. Marcel just stared at him as he spoke, then quietly picked up his phone and sent Sylvia a message. Isaac has been tied. It was obvious to everyone except Isaac. After a while, Marcel stood up. I am going inside to sleep, he said. You should come too. Isaac shook his head. No, I will be sleeping at Onome's place tonight. Marcel paused briefly. Okay, just be careful, my guy. With that, he went inside. Finally, it was the day of the Bael Food Festival. Sylvia and Marcel woke up very early and went to meet Madam Abike at her house. Marcel was very helpful, assisting her in carrying foodstuff and ingredients to the venue. Madam Abike was fully prepared. She was determined to win the competition for the 8th time in a row. Sylvia, on the other hand, was excited to be the assistant cook. She took her role seriously, especially after Madam Abike had trained her throughout the week on what to do. When they arrived at the venue, it was already filled with people. The people of Bael were beautifully dressed. Corps members from other schools and from the local government secretariats were all present. The atmosphere was lively and colorful. There were 10 contestants, all setting up their stations. Before the competition began, dancers came out to entertain the crowd. The judges were then introduced. Prince Jabari, the son of the Oba of Bael, was the lead judge. He was a renowned chef who lived in the United Kingdom and returns to Bael once every year to judge the festival. The other judges were Madam Brenda and Madam Fatama. They moved around, inspecting each contestant's utensils and cooking environment to ensure cleanliness and proper setup. When the judges got to Madam Abike's station, Sylvia quickly joined her and bowed just the way she had been taught. Sylvia couldn't help but notice the prince. He smelled expensive. It was clear his perfume was high quality. The prince also noticed her. It was obvious to him that she was not from Bael. Soon after, a candle was lit to mark the start of the competition and to measure time. The first stage began. Stage 1 theme, no oil. Madam Abike prepared her signature banku and tilapia, the same meal she often used to welcome new customers. Sisi Regina prepared delicious white egusi soup. After 2 hours 30 minutes, the candles went out. Stage 1 was complete. The dishes were presented to the judges. As they tested Madam Abike's banku and tilapia, it felt like they had entered a garden of spice filled with pale ivory clouds. After that, they tasted Sisi Regina's white egusi. It felt like they were in a green forest where pearls fell like rain. At the end of the tasting, both Madam Abike and Sisi Regina qualified for stage 2. The theme for stage 2 was announced: hospitality on a plate. Madam Abike's plan for this dish was to prepare afang soup, a dish that required a good amount of palm oil. But the moment she opened her gallon of oil, the smell hit her. "What?" she shouted. Sylvia quickly moved closer to her. "Ma, what is it?" But as she got closer, she perceived the smell too. Madam Abike staggered slightly. "My oil has been contaminated, oh." Her voice was trembling. "I checked it last night. Everything was fine." What Madam Abike did not know was that at midnight, Sisi Regina's men had sneaked into her kitchen and poured chicken blood into the oil. Madam Abike was shaken. "How do I cook afang soup now? My dish for the next stage was supposed to be afang soup, and for stage 3, epan koko. I need palm oil for both. God!" She was panicking. Sylvia quickly stepped in. "Can't we rush to the market to buy oil?" "I can't leave here," Madam Abike replied. "I am the main cook." "Then what about me? Can't I go?" Sylvia said quickly. "I have oil. Remember the one you gave me?" Madam Abike paused. "One bottle won't be enough, but I have 2 more bottles at the shop. You know the pot is large. I need enough to serve the people after the judges taste the food." She looked at Sylvia. "You and Marcel can go and get them." Sylvia hesitated slightly. "But ma, stage 2 is about to start. We may not be back before it begins." Madam Abike shook her head. "Don't worry. I will cook a pepper soup dish that doesn't need oil for this stage. But both of you must be back before stage 3. She continued urgently. "Trekking to the Corpus Lodge and the shop should take about 1 hour. You won't get a bike today. It's festival day." Sylvia and Marcel moved as fast as they could. They first got to the Corpus Lodge. Sylvia quickly took the bottle of oil she had kept. Then they rushed to the shop, unlocked it, and collected the remaining 2 bottles of oil. With the oil secured, they began their journey back to the arena. Back at the arena, Madam Abike had gone ahead with her backup plan. She prepared goat meat pepper soup and agidi, a simple but familiar dish. To many, it looks like an ordinary meal, but as the judges tasted it, their expression changed. Prince Jabari could not hide his reaction. The food was exceptional. As the judges tasted Madam Abike's pepper soup, it felt like fireworks were exploding on their tongues. Sisi Regina, on the other hand, prepared amala and ewedu. It was just as impressive. When they tasted the dish, it felt like a true labor of love. like green cocoons resting in a rich spicy sea. At the end of the tasting, both Madame Abike and Sisi Regina advanced to stage 3. But there was a problem. Sylvia and Marcel were still not back. Sylvia forgot something. The village had unfinished business with her. So as they got halfway back, they were suddenly surrounded. A group of vigilantes stepped out, blocking their path. At the front was Efe's father, the head of the vigilantes. Efe's father steps forward, his voice cold and firm. When you were coming to Bael, I told you that you must obey our rules. You are strangers. What makes you think you can come here and be in control? Who gave you the right to White Lady? As he spoke, Sylvia quietly muttered under her breath. I will not give you the time to call her, Efe's father continued. I will deal with you myself. The vigilante men tightened their grip on their canes. It was obvious what they intended to do. They wanted to flog them. Marcel's heart was racing. He looked around quickly. There were too many of them. He could not take them down alone. Carefully, he bent down and placed the oil bottles on the ground. He tried to be gentle, but one of the bottles slipped and broke. Efe's father raised his hands to strike. Suddenly, everything changed. He jerked violently, then again and again. Out of nowhere, he began to act erratic, as if something invisible was hitting him. The other vigilante men reacted the same way. They started shouting, tumbling and swinging wildly at nothing. Pain marks began to appear on their bodies, but there was nothing there, nothing visible. Only Sylvia could see what was happening. White Lady. It was her first time seeing White Lady in action. White Lady moved swiftly, striking them one after the other. Her presence was unseen, but her impact was undeniable. To Sylvia, it was a terrifying and powerful sight, but to Marcel, it made no sense at all. Marcel grabbed Sylvia's arm. I don't know what is happening, he said urgently, but let's take the oil and run. He quickly picked up the remaining bottles, and without looking back, they both ran. Behind them, chaos continued. Efe's father had been talking for nearly 30 minutes before now, and he couldn't even stand straight. Sylvia and Marcel ran as fast as they could, not daring to slow down. Madame Abike tried to stay calm as she began preparing her ingredients. She steamed her goat's meat, stockfish, snail and periwinkle. The aroma filled the air, drawing attention from the crowd. But inside, she was panicking. She needed oil. Without it, she could not start cooking. She had only 45 minutes for the final stage. Her vegetables were already prepared. Everything was ready except the oil. People in the crowd began to notice. She was not cooking with her usual speed. Something was wrong. At Sisi Regina's station, it was a different story. She and her assistants were relaxed, even amused. They laughed quietly, watching Madame Abike struggle. The judges noticed too. Time was slipping away. Then suddenly, she heard her name. Madame Abike, we are back! Sylvia rushed in, gathering so much attention and slightly out of breath, holding 2 bottles of oil. Marcel was right behind her. Sorry ma, Sylvia said quickly. One bottle broke on the way. Before she could finish, Madame Abike grabbed the bottles. Thank you. There's no time to waste. She quickly began cooking. The crowd erupted in cheers. Sisi Regina's smile disappeared instantly. The judges exchanged impressed looks. From where he stood, Prince Jabari noticed Sylvia again. He turns to his personal assistant. Who is she? His assistant replied quietly. She is a corps member serving in Bael. The prince said nothing, but his interest in Sylvia deepened. The theme for stage 3 that had been announced was the Earth Palette. Madame Abike moved quickly. She prepared her signature afang soup and fufu. Sisi Regina prepared groundnut soup and rice balls. The tension in the air was heavy. These 2 women were clearly the best. The dishes were presented to the judges. They began with Sisi Regina's meal. As they tasted her groundnut soup and rice balls, it felt like they were resting on soft white clouds, floating in a golden brown lagoon. Warm, creamy and rich with the scent of roasted earth. It was delicious. Then they moved to Madame Abike's soup. It felt like they were living in a garden of thick green leaves, watching fishes glide past, snails crawl slowly, and periwinkles cluster along the ground, while a rich golden red glow moved through everything like white flowing current. When the tasting ended, the judges sat back, still savoring the flavors. They stepped away for deliberation. For 1 full hour, they discussed, compared, and argued over the dishes. Meanwhile, different dance groups entertained the crowd. The atmosphere was alive again. Music, movement, and anticipation filled the air. At one corner, Sylvia and Marcel explained everything to Madame Abike. They told her about the vigilantes and how they were stopped on the way. Then Sylvia added quietly, "I called Wise Lady and she saved us." Marcel turned sharply. "What?" His voice carried shock and anger. "Why did you call Wise Lady again?" Sylvia looked at him. "How did you think we survived?" Marcel said nothing, but his expression hardened. He was not happy. Not long after, the finalists were called to the stage. The crowd grew silent. Everybody wanted to know who won. Prince Jabari stepped forward with the results. Madame Abike is the winner. The crowd erupted. Cheers, music, celebration. Madame Abike had done it. She had won the competition for the 8th time. Sylvia and Marcel were excited too. The judges had based their decision on taste, alignment with the theme, cleanliness and plating. Madame Abike had excelled in all. The celebration continued. Music played loudly as people danced and congratulated her. Then through the crowd, Prince Jabari walked towards Sylvia. His entourage followed behind. He stopped in front of her. "Hello," he said calmly. "I would like you to visit me at the palace. I will be around for the next 3 months." He looked directly at her. You know next week is the Ancestors Appeasing Festival. So come around. Let me protect you.
Okay, sir.
Sylvia smiled politely. "Okay, sir." Marcel had seen and heard everything. The moment the prince walked away, he rushed to Sylvia. "Who is that?" he asked. "Why does he want you to come to the palace?" Before Sylvia could respond, her phone rang. It was her OBS coordinator from camp. "Sylvia," the voice said, "I have made arrangements for you to return to camp for the next 3 weeks. We need your support to teach the new corps members. And most importantly, I want you out of Bael before the Ancestors Appeasing Festival next week." Sylvia froze. She was completely taken aback. "Yes, sir," she replied. She ended the call slowly. Marcel was watching her, waiting for answers. She looked at him and said quietly, "Next week is the Ancestors Appeasing Festival, but I am going back to camp." This episode on the Bael Food Festival was adventurous, you would agree. But adventures can also be horrible, and the Bael Ancestors Appeasing Festival is about to take a turn. Can Sylvia truly run away from it? Let's find out in the next episode.